All right, hey everyone, Jeff here at stopthepirates.blogspot.com. 6917. Let's talk about the Universal Postal Union in Berne, Switzerland. Well, a lot of people don't really talk. I mean, we talk about the Vatican and the inner city of London as the kind of the financial epicenter of the world, but really in Switzerland, it needs to be looked at more closely because in Switzerland is the International Bank of International Settlements, which is the central bank for central banks. And it's a well-known fact that the Knights Templars kind of moved up there and set up Switzerland. It's the only nation everybody knows remains neutral in any kind of a world war situation. It's also the headquarters of international masonry, and yeah. So what's interesting too is the Swiss Guard is at the Vatican, and they guard the Pope, probably because he's worth money. Anyway, the Universal Postal Union in Bern, Switzerland, is an extremely significant organization in today's world. It's formulated by treaty, and no nation can be recognized as a nation without being an international admiralty in order to have a forum common to all nations for engaging in commerce and resolving disputes. That's what the Uniform Commercial Code is. Banking law, it's admiralty, maritime. It's a uniform group of laws that countries or corporations can trade with each other. If there's a dispute, they have a forum that kind of oversees the whole thing. And that's why the USA, under the Articles of Confederation, could not be recognized as a country. Every state or colony was sovereign with its own common law, which foreclosed other countries from interacting with the USA as a nation in international commerce. They couldn't send their boatload of whatever over here, not knowing if they'd ever see it again or ever get paid for whatever goods and services or goods they were transporting over here. So today, International Admiralty is the private jurisdiction of the International Monetary Fund et al., the creditor in the bankruptcy of essentially every government on Earth. They're all bankrupt. That's why they operate in the mirror image upside down. The UPU operates under the authority of treaties with every country in the world. It is, as it were, the overlord or overseer over the common interactions of all countries in international commerce. Every nation has a postal system, and also has reciprocal banking and commercial relationships whereby all are within and under the UPU, the Universal Postal Union. The UPU is the #1 military. International Admiralty is also military. It's contract mover on the planet. You can't have a country without the post office. I think, who was it that did that movie, The Postman? It's like everything went to shit, but he was around delivering the mail. Kind of an undercurrent message there. The first thing you need to set up is the post office. Who was the first postmaster general in this country? I think it was Ben Franklin. That's why he's the guy on the $100 stamp, which is what they are. The $100 bill, the C note. For this reason, one should send all important legal and commercial documents through the post office rather than private carriers, which are firewalls. You want to direct access to the authority and corresponding availability of remedy and recourse of the UPU. For instance, if you post through the U.S. Post Office and the U.S. Postmaster does not provide you with the remedy you request within 21 days, you can take the matter to the Universal Postal Union, which a lot of people have had huge success, especially with matters with the IRS. Because the IRS, believe it or not, is not licensed to do business in any state in the United States. So how do they, I mean, they just, it's a mind fuck. I mean, they just send it to you, and you think it's you, it's your name in all capital letters, but it's not really you. Involving the authority of the Universal Postal Union is automatically invoked by the use of postage stamps. Utilization of stamps includes putting stamps on any document for clout purposes, not mailing. We wish to introduce into the system. As long as you see a stamp of any kind, you are in the game. If you have time, resources, and the luxury of dealing with something well before expiration of a given time frame, you can use stamps that you consider ideal. The most preferable stamps are the ones that are both large and contain the most colors. In an emergency situation, or simply if economy is a consideration, any stamp will do. Using a postage stamp and autograph on it makes you the postmaster for that contract. Whenever you put a stamp on a document, inscribe your full name over the stamp at any angle. The color ink you use for this is a function of what color will show up best against the colors in the stamp. Ideal colors for doing this are purple, which is royalty, blue, origin of the bond, and gold, King's Edict. Avoid red at all costs. Obviously, if you have a dark multicolored stamp, you do not want to use purple or blue ink, since your autograph on it would not stand out as well as if you used a lighter color ink. Ideally, one could decide on the best color for his autograph and then obtain stamps best to suit the criteria. Yeah, when you're, I mean, this gets deep, you know, when you get into the Admiralty jurisdiction. You want to put a stamp and a signature on every document, which makes you the Postmaster General, which puts you under the maritime jurisdiction, not of the United States, but of the International Universal Postal Union. So anyway, this article goes pretty deep into how this stuff operates. I'll touch on just some of the stuff here. But this is going to be your remedy. Going through the Universal Postal Union in Berne, Switzerland. I don't want to make this too long, but I'll leave a link to this article down below. So if you want to check it out, it's very interesting. And then I have more information too about this kind of stuff: international law and treaty, international maritime admiralty law, the Uniform Commercial Code, which is the jurisdiction that we're all operating under. We all have a basically a maritime ship operating in commerce and admiralty. A corporation. It's your name in all capital letters, and you need to know how to operate it. And they don't teach any of this in the 12 years of government indoctrination centers. Public schools for the public, for debtors, not for creditors. So anyway, go to stopthepirates.blogspot.com, like, subscribe, and share if you want. I would appreciate it. Have a nice day.